Baby Bumps is sponsored by the Breastfeeding for a Healthy Brownsville Community Coalition.
Hello Brownsville, welcome back to another episode of Baby Bumps. My name is Luis Salazar and I am the Maternal and Child Health Program Manager for the City of Brownsville. Today with us we have Miss Michelle Jones, who is our current City of Brownsville epidemiologist and was the former Program Manager for the Maternal and Child Health Division here at the City of Brownsville. Michelle, welcome back.
Thank you, Luis, for having me, and it's great to be back on Brownsville Baby Bumps, and I'm really excited about what we're going to talk about today.
Great. Today we're going to talk about breastfeeding as a risk reduction strategy to prevent CIS, which is sudden infant death syndrome. Michelle, can you explain to us what is sudden infant death syndrome?
Oh, yes, definitely. So sudden infant death syndrome is a type of sudden unexpected infant death. And what it is once there is a death, there are investigators that go in, they do an autopsy on the baby, they investigate what they call the death scene. And once they've gone through all of that data and the clinical history, the autopsy, and we cannot determine what caused the death of the infant, that's when we classify it as sudden infant death, or SIDS, as it's more commonly known.
But Michelle, do you know how many babies suffer from this syndrome?
Yeah, our estimates are, and this is in 2020 with the available data, so they're always updating, so it could change slightly. But we do know that there were about 1,300, a little over, fatalities with sudden infant death syndrome among our population. Keep in mind this doesn't include deaths attributed to accidental suffocations or strangulation, because those would fall under the SUIDs, sudden unexpected infant deaths. Or unexplained. And these deaths occur among infants. For the classification, they have to occur among infants that are less than 1 year of age.
Wow. Michelle, our topic today is about breastfeeding as a risk reduction strategy. How this works? How can breastfeeding reduce the risk for sudden infant death syndrome?
Yeah. That's a really great question, because a lot of people don't realize that there is a reduction when you breastfeed. The exact reasons why we see this reduction there's some debate about it, but ordinarily the two most common reasons is because when you are breastfeeding, your baby is waking up more frequently throughout the night to be fed. So it's not entering into a prolonged sleep period. It's waking up, it's telling you it's hungry, you're getting up, you're interacting, so there's that huge interaction between the two events. The other one is that the breast milk alone is what is preventing or protecting against sudden infant death syndrome. And that's because we already know that breast milk has vitamins and minerals and particular hormones that are great for the development of the baby's body, brain, musculoskeletal system. But in addition, and a lot of people aren't aware of this, breast milk actually contains antivirals, antibacterials, antifungals, antiparasitics. And so one common thought is because it's so robust in all of these minerals and then preventative substances like the antivirals and the antibacterials, that it's preventing anything that would be infecting the child at the time. So it's maintaining that health of the baby. So it kind of alleviates that.
Wow. Michelle, it is true that longer breastfeeding can lower the risk for your baby to suffer from CIS?
Well, as in anything, we always encourage you to breastfeed as long as you can. And then we also encourage exclusive breastfeeding. But one thing, and this one's been kind of up for debate more recently, some of the newest studies coming out are dictating that, or indicating that breast milk, not necessarily alone, but even if you're supplementing it with formula, still has those wonderful benefits. So as we always like to say, every ounce counts, or every drop counts. So as long as you're getting in there and you are breastfeeding, because we understand completely, that it's sometimes difficult to be an exclusive breastfeeding mother because it takes a lot of resources. We have to go out, we have to work, the way the economy is, the ups and downs. Sometimes we do have to supplement if we have to work longer hours and things of that nature. But we have shown with a lot of the evidence that even if you're supplementing with formula, you're still reaping those benefits of breastfeeding and the SIDS reduction.
Great. what other recommendations do you have to reduce the risk of sudden infant death syndrome among our babies?
Oh, there's a lot of them. As always, we always say breastfeeding is the number one. But what we want to do is we want to cut down with as many babies sleeping in the bed with you, because that could also lead to a sudden unexplained infant death. There's suffocation reasons. Also, when you are placing your baby in a crib or a bassinet, make sure you're removing any of those materials that are kind of bulky that the baby could kind of choke on or get his face caught in. So making sure it's a nice flat surface so that there's plenty of room and airflow to move around the baby. Also, and this sometimes gets a little difficult, but making sure that you're not sleeping with the baby on a couch or an armchair, because baby can fall into the cracks, and then it's being caught in between the arm or a cushion. So we always want to have that nice airflow, ability for the baby to breathe, because even if something's on its face, it's still able to breathe through the area that's circulating around. So making sure they're not getting trapped anywhere. And then, like I said, I always would like or recommend bringing the baby into the room, but having its own small little area next to you, so that way you're alert to any instances that might be arising.
To cohabitate with the baby in the
Correct.
in the same room. If we're using a pacifier, we need to make sure the pacifier is not tied to the baby, because it can strangulate by accident.
Yes.
Michelle, we appreciate you coming here to clarify all our questions. Is there anything you would like to share with our community?
Yeah, definitely. This is one of those instances where we can actually take proactive measures to reduce that occurrence of sudden infant death syndrome. And that's always nice to know, because that means that we are empowered to make these decisions as long as we have the knowledge out there. So remember, let's keep our babies' areas nice, clean of animals, too many cushions, too much bulky blankets. Let's always make sure that we're keeping anything, like Louise said, anything that could strangle the baby, like a pacifier on a string, or any blind. You know how you move your blinds at the house, making sure that those strings are removed from the area in which a crib or a bassinet are going to be located at. And always breastfeed, and any little bit counts. So
Every ounce counts.
yeah. And always remember to be kind to ourselves, because we're all in this together, we're working together, and we're all on our own personal parenting journey. And we get better and better the more we know and the more we practice being a parent.
Excellent. Michelle, once again, thank you so much for being here with us. I would like everyone to know that this Baby Booms episode was sponsored by the Breastfeeding for a Healthy Brownsville Community Coalition. Remember to subscribe to our City of Brownsville YouTube channel and to join our BTX Maternal and Child Health Facebook group. Remember, an informed parent is an empowered parent. Thank you so much, and see you in our next Baby Booms episode.